Okay. This video starts the videos. I'm thinking probably 17 of them. And could be less, could be more. But we're gonna start with our first two characters, which is gonna be Ahriman or Nirasimha for him, or for Manasa, and her name begins Nakathia. Now, I'm pretty sure that y'all got a pretty good whiff of what Ahriman was in Ashimagawa, or the first step towards Ahriman. So you should have got a good step on him. If you're not in there, you haven't gotten that far or whatever, well, oh well. I'm not really going to discuss it again, other than it says, you know, he destroyed a bunch of things, how him and Mazda interact, and it's very blunt, and it's very despicable, and that's where it's at. So now what I do have here is Narasimha, which is him. And a guy that he is killing is called Hiranyakeshipu, which is an Asura. So again, this stuff goes back to Deva versus Asura, where before it used to be the Asura was on the good side and Deva was on the bad side, and Zoroastrianism now and Fallout, not Fallout, and in Hinduism, the Devas are the good guys and Asuras are the bad guys. So the first thing we need to discuss, though, is Ahriman. He's two different characters. Okay? You see two different characters on it. And I could show you the top of the head, but I think when I turn them around, it makes more sense.
Improv. There we go. And that is
Manasa.
the snake coming up around.
And that one is Manasa. So, with keeping that in mind, these are basically like two demons all at once. And Manasa by herself looks like this.
Good now.
Okay? So, we got two characters here, or two gods here, with one god. And so we're going to have to flush them both out. And since we've already discussed the Ahriman and his Zoroastrian side, now we're going to discuss what he's supposed to be like in his demon side. And I'm going to read this little deal about him. Okay? And it's going to go like this. Okay. Here is the story of the Shima avatar for children, Lord Narasha was the fourth avatar of Lord Shiva, or excuse me, Vishnu, and which was taken at the kill of that one guy. The story of Narama is killer. Okay, so basically he goes to Lord Brahma, asks for magical powers to defeat Vishnu, and Lord Brahma said yes. He said according to his wish, thus he wants his death put in a following way, that he cannot be killed by man or animal, not in the air, not by water or sea, not at home, not outside, not in the day, not in the night, and not by any ashra or sashra. So basically, the guy formed himself with everything he could think of. Alright, and so, as you read on, Vishnu takes the guy on, but he's brought about by Prodland, who will become his death. And what you see basically, is the same thing as right there. He takes the guy, he's in the king's chair, his sir's chair, and scrapes the guy to death with his hands, his fingers. Okay? And a little kid on the side is Prahlad. Now, for me, I overlooked the thing. I had to have a fight with myself. Is he really this guy? And I said, well, to be honest, there's only one way I can tell, he must be. So to the good guys, Vishnu in this form, Narat's, whatever his name is, was a protector, was to guide people, to protect them, to watch over them. Well, if you go back through the Zoroastrian version of Ahriman, he's doing the exact opposite of that. He's killing things, burning things. He's not doing anything to protect them. So, when you put it all together, it's like this, for these guys, Ahriman's a killer. He's doing everything. He's killing plants, he's killing their animals, he's killing their grass, their weed, their dark, their cattle, all that shit. And when you open it in the Hindu, you see that he wants to make it a protection. He wants to protect people from all those evils. And so I gotta look at it from, okay, this is what the good guys do versus what the bad guys do. Then, like every human being on this planet, or God, if you will, seems to have two sides. No matter what side he's on, he is either defensive, taking care of people, he's offensive, and he's tearing them down. But in the same way, he's the same thing. He's the same offensive as it is defensive. But as you can tell, in the fourth, him, there's still that lack of concern for the person. I mean, probably a lot. He's still got the lack of concern. He says, "Yeah, I'll protect you. I'll take this from you and all this other crap." But you still don't mean anything to him, because I'm so much higher than you. You see, he thought because he was Vishnu, he was other than Brahma, nobody could get any higher than him, and so he gave that same dramatic effect. So when I say, is he a god? Sure. That's longer menu. It's one side, and now here's the other side of it. And when you go into the side of this, well, what happens? Because they worship everything, and if he is the number 4 character of Vishnu, he's gonna have some things to him. And now I'm just reading these to you, word for word, straight off the computer. Okay, there's this long chant. I'm not gonna bother reading the chant right now. I'll just do it in English. O angry, brave Maha Vishnu, which is meaning him. Your heat and fire permeate everywhere. O Lord Narasimha, you are everywhere. You are death, and I surrender to you. Well, okay. How about if I just say, O Lord Ahriman, you are everywhere, and if you are death, if you are death of death, I surrender to you. Okay? So, here, I'll read another one. Okay? It said, moving on, I offer my obsequies to the Lord Narasimha, who gives me the joy of whomever, the kid, and whose nails are like chisels, and whose stones are like a chest of the demon. The guy's name. Okay? He said his hands are so strong and so chiseled that he can kill this guy. Okay. And the last one is, oh, let us be aware that Narasimha, the lightning-nailed, may the lion promote thoughts and actions. Let us meditate on He who knows the professor of how hard his nails are, and thunderbolts, and how sharp his teeth. Let us be enthused, my Lord. Okay? So, you have him. You have him both one way and the other way. As far as a full spectrum is on him, there really isn't one for Ahriman. Okay? Between this line of thought and the stuff in Ashwagandha, that's about as good as you could get. And basically what he is for is to protect us. As for defense. Or, in other words, when he's Ahriman, then he is very, very, what's the term? Very aggressive. So he's either protecting you, or he's going out in an aggressive way in your name, or your whatever. Now, this is his what they call in yantra, or what they call that?
His yantra.
I know this is yantra, but what is it? What is it for? What kind of magic? I can't remember.
Oh, Verishikon.
Verishikon. So this is his magic. This is his first one. Hold on. Okay. And it said that this, if you were to use this and concentrate on it and say these things, like I just read, he can protect you. He will protect you. You see? And I'm going to have a copy of all these in there. Yep, that makes it. That makes all there is. He's a protector, or go out and kill somebody. That's pretty much all there is. Now, if you want to get into some of my personal conversations I have had, it's pretty much been, it's either it goes or it don't. Either this person goes or they don't. So if you really want to kill somebody really bad, you go to Ahriman. If you want to get something done, like blow up a building, you go get Ahriman. Okay? And yeah, his words, like they say, is like lies. To normal people, it's like lies. And God's truth is, it's a straight up truth. Like, so you want, let's just say, you want such and such to die in this building. Okay, give me some time, let me get my magic, and boom, I'll take care of it. But that's only if he's on your side. And what I mean on your side is if he agrees with you. If he agrees with you that this person needs to die, that person needs to die, and the building that they are being raised up in, that all needs to go. All that shit, all of it needs to go. He doesn't really much care than that. The other thing that you have to do, according to our path, is you're going to have to give yourself to Ahriman, and he's going to have to give himself to you by ways of the chakras, which will be in the next book. And then you will have somebody with you. I don't know how to say it. There's no other words to say it other than you hear things, you get told things, you see things. Not when you're expecting it or anything, just sometimes throughout the day you're seeing boom. Or you're hearing boom. And the only thing you can do is just roll with it, man. I mean, that's it. Okay? Now, we're moving on to the other half of this. Character. Manasa, she's a nice little treat. And she's basically Ahriman's treat. She's on him. She's telling him what's good, bad, what's right, what's wrong. You know, that's what the serpent does. And she be the serpent. And I'm gonna have to give me just a second to find this. That's enough of that. Well, there's too many pages in here, so I'm going to make it kind of brief. And if y'all want to read what I got going in the book, it'll be there. But basically, Shiva was drunk as hell, decided to beat off and let his semen just spew, and it hit an egg, and Manasa was born. It was a snake egg, and his seed went in there, pulled it around, and Manasa was born. Then, when she tried to go with him, she went to Shiva. They went back to the mountain. She rolled up. You want to go make her announcement, so that's fine. Well, there was a dude, and he was stroking the grass. He said something to her, and she killed him. She looked at him with her poison. And then Shiva came along. He got her, and before he knew it, I can't remember which one of the two of Shiva's, but the wives of Shiva, one of them had knocked her eye out and made her one eye. And in return, she took on a full serpent body and bit Shiva right here and essentially killed him. So they are mad. They don't know what to do. And she was mad. But then she remembered, well, I just killed my father. What are we going to do? Da 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 da. So she came back and took her poison away from him. And it revived Shiva. They also say that in the time when the tree is shaking and Vishnu and everybody was there, the thing that Shiva drank was a potion, and it was Manasa who got the poison out, and she took in half of it, and then she created a new kind of, or a new breed of her, of Naga. She has stories. I mean, she's got a bunch of them. I got a whole big book on her. It mainly, it's right there. She's right there. Now, her name in Hindu is Cathartia. And the only thing it says about her is that Hierarcha Cathartian has her power and cleaves to somebody else. That's all he ever says about it. And you think, okay, that's all he says. So, since she's the first one mentioned, then she most likely is the serpent. The only information that we have on her is through the Hindu. Bring out her thing, her yantra. And what we have is basically, whenever you have a snake bite, I don't care what kind of snake bite, you invoke Manasa. That's the end of that. But, and, one of her big things is you have to be scared of her. Because the moment that you're not, and treat her like with arrogance or being rude or being an asshole, she'll kill you right there on the spot. There's just no way around it. You got it?
Yeah.
All right, show people on the camera.
Well, what this current art project is basically this. What I'm going to show you is just an outline, and then I do it on paper. So the thing I left out is the outside handle, but right now, let's see how this will work. There you go. That one is Manasa's symbol, or yonder. And the one on paper will have the handle all the way around, and it'll be in color. And that's hers.
Okay. So you gotta have these things from Manasa as well. More fear. They want you to respect them, and they call it fear, but it's more like just respect. They've been using the fear term as like a way of getting you not to have any worship of these people. No. You're supposed to respect them. You're supposed to be, you know, okay with them, and you show yourself to the God and the Goddess. You open yourself to them, not because they're just God and Goddesses. They're my God, my Goddess, and they need to be able to see everything I am, and I need to be able to reflect everything that I am. Plus, you know, like I said during, she'll give you snake poison. She's serious about that. And there's also, she'll give you anything you want. Anything you want. As long as if you get stupid, you get saying, "Oh, Manasa's all full of bullshit," then it comes down to, you said I'm full of shit. Okay, motherfucker, and boom, you're gone. Now, how does that work? How do these work? Well, we got a defender, and I'll go and get him. And we got his female who wants to give you everything, and also wants to protect you from snake bites. And when you're dealing with just Manasa, and she's running through all 14 nagas. When I mean by 14, I mean the bottom of your foot to your hip, then it goes in your butthole, and it does the rest of them. Okay? Your first thing is you got to make accomplishments of all the ones below, all the bad ones. You know, you got to make sure they're clear, and then after that, they become what most people would call as false, but they're not false. Lying, okay, what does lying mean? You know, shit like this. And so once you get that cleared out, you get them all cleared out, because you're gonna have to, of your top ones, you're gonna have to do them backwards and get Manasa to come out. Once you've done all that, then you can ride Manasa all the way up till she hits the crown Manasa, and boom. Then they'll hit this one right here, and then you have experiences. Now I've only done it twice, before I went to the hospital. And it's not what you think it is. I mean, they make all these computer graphics and these other things and this other shit. It's not what you think it is. Okay? It's completely different. And when I say you're going to warp your ass to the negative side, you're going to go down and meet Ahriman and all that, I literally mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my soul. But the thing is, they're trapped on the spiritual side. These are all spiritual monsters. You are a physical being. You need both. Okay? You absolutely need both. So, when Manasa and Ahriman are together, they put some dumb shit about the great Kali or whatever it is makes love, and they make love in your mind, and then you go off and go do shit. Well, okay, that's fine. There's a lot of shit that if you read the Hindu shit, you have to figure out what's bullshit and what is, and then when it comes to shit that's like, you know, if they're talking about a Kundalini trip, they're ascribing one way, but what all equals to is that simulation is probably full of shit. And this is what I mean. So, if you want to take the statue of Ahriman and Manasa, or known as both, they become a fierce guardian or a fierce go out and get them. They'll go out and get them. That's what they do. They're to go out and get shit done. Okay? And those are our main goals. For the rest of the whole, everything else with the other gods, they don't mean shit when it comes to this one. Okay? That's why these two are gods. She has all the knowledge and stuff, okay? She has all the barbarian, all the big bogey barbarian way. That's just all there is to it. And when you see them together, you run across Paruna, which is a god shaped as a man, all tangled with this and tangled with that. And basically what it is the universe. So Ahriman, or Vishnu, he is at the top of the universe. And so with this, I think you guys are beginning to understand what I mean by when I say Ahriman. It's good. Because when I say Ahriman, you know, Akalita Ahriman. That's what it means. Destructive. It's all destructive. Or if he's protecting you from destruction, then you'll be fine. But he is still the same way. This is just how we access it. And we access the same way we would Kundalini, but from a different standpoint. And as I go on and get through the rest of these guys, I'll go over the Kundalini with you and why it is such a big effect on people. Because not only are you going to take Ahriman and exchange chakras with him, then you're going to take everybody else, learn everything, and then you say Om Nat Tat Sat and believe that, and then you become one with the gods. And that is what we want. That is where we are. So I hope that this has a very positive message. If it still doesn't make sense or anything else I said doesn't make sense, ask me. Don't sit there and think about it. Ask me. And if I can't get it across, I'll make sure that Kelsey can get it across. Okay? That's the whole bottom line. Other than that, thank you all and have a good night.